Nevada. It's where the race will begin and end, an 18-hour time limit set for each entrant.
Drivers expected this to be the fastest mid-400 ever, but I think the fastest thing out here today is going to be the wind going through the windsock at the airport.
Well, the temperature is on the brisk side as well as we look at the first two starters of the day, Tom and Steve Martin in number 201. Now, there's some of the crowd that's lining the start line. They'll be going off the line in pairs. Beside the Martin brothers, it'll be Jerry and Jim Everett in numbers 202, and the green flag flies, and they will be making a long trek down some asphalt before they turn left and go into the desert.
Now here's the defending champion in the event. Number 207 is the team of Steve Serapis and Dave Richardson. Number 206 is the Doug Aldridge, Bob Kudler entry starting alongside there.
Look at that 209 vehicle. They have come a long way for this race. That's Jimmy Crowder, and he came all the way from Tallahassee, Florida to try his luck.
211 is a familiar name, Frank Arciero Jr. He's going to team up in this race with his brother Albert in a Chenoweth chassis powered by an experimental V6 Chevrolet motor.
Now we get number 217, Troy Herbst, and he's in the left lane. 218 on the right side, the Porsche-powered entry of Danny Lentner and Henry Bergdahl. And it looks like the Herbst team is getting off the line a little bit quicker.
Corky McMillan tells our cameraman we're number one, and he's right. He's the defending unlimited two-seater series champion. And he's going off solo from the start line at the end of the Class 2s.
Maybe we should explain, Jerry, that obviously one of the competitors missed their starting time and they'll have to start at the back. Now we're in Class 1. That's Mark McMillan in the nearest lane, defending unlimited single-seat champion. He's starting alongside Jacques de Rocquencourt of New York City. And here's an interesting view, Jerry.
This is from inside Steve Kelly's truck, and he'll be carrying our in-car camera today. And that's Robbie Gordon is going to be starting alongside of him, pulling into the staging line.
Now this is the 103 back at the starting line, the Butler-built Porsche of Danny Ashcraft and James Butler. They make their home in St. Louis. Then there's the 106, Ivan Stewart, the Toyota entry in the unlimited single-seat class.
This is the swan song for this truck. Team manager Cal Wells is putting the finishing touches on a new truck. He says it's going to be a whole lot faster than this one. It'll be ready for the next race.
Let's move into Class 8. Scoop Vessels in the Chevrolet. There you see him. Next to him is Walker Evans in the Dodge. They're getting the green flag, and they're off on their trek on this 400-mile journey in the Nissan Mint 400.
And behind them, Steve McEachern in number 804, and Dan Beaver alongside in 803.
Look at the dust kicking up. You can't even see a quarter mile down this track. Dave Shop on the left side, Dave Westham on the right, both of them based in Hemet, California. Shop in a Ford, Westham in a GMC, and Shop really got off the line fast.
It's Robbie Gordon in 807 along Steve Kelly, and here is how it looks inside Kelly's cab. This is the old Los Angeles to Las Vegas highway, and it gives the drivers about the only opportunity they're going to get each lap to put their foot down all the way to the floor and open up those big V8 motors.
Well, you can see the pit vehicles and the people on either side of the roadway just starting to become a blur as the truck picks up speed. Now, they'll get down to an area here. Notice there's a little left-hand turn. Get off the gas momentarily for that left-hander and then back on it as they head down this high-speed section. And, boy, it gives you a great sensation. Now, let's go back to the starting line and show you exactly the same section that Steve Kelly just traversed. That's Larry Knoll in 735, Gary Dirks in 736, a pair of Ford Rangers out of Phoenix. Now, Larry's a veteran single-seat driver who moved up to the stock mini-truck class this year, and he's been plagued by teething problems with this truck.
He crossed the finish line first in the season opener at Parker in late January, but he lost that victory when the truck flunked the post-race inspection. The leaf springs were a little bit too long.
Now that gives you an idea of what the view is like from above in our helicopter. Now there's that little kink left-hander that you saw just a minute ago from inside Steve Kelly's truck. Now, meanwhile, here is Kelly gearing down as he reaches the far end of the highway, making the hard left turn, and watch what happens now as we begin to head out into the desert. The smooth roadway is long gone.
The truck is starting to bounce around, and you can see the co-driver and the driver both bouncing around there, sashaying all over the road. That's still just like going through slush on the highway.
And if you felt like you were going up on two wheels there for a second, you actually were, Jerry.
That's right. The truck is up in the air more times right now than it's on the ground.
Well, the BFG in-car camera is giving us some great video right now.
This is the number 700, Manny Esguerra, the defending Open mini truck champion in his Motorcraft Coors Ford Ranger. Manny is tied with Rod Hall for the most mid-400 victories with 9, one more than Walker Evans, and Mascara's only made 11 starts here, though.
Can you imagine a baseball player with that kind of batting average? Here's the number 600, Larry Schwackefer and Sid Spradling. They hail from Hemet, California as well. The 57 Chevrolet. Larry built it this year to replace the old 55 that was extremely popular with the spectators. Well, you'd figure there wouldn't be any traffic problems in the desert, right? Well, it just is not so. We've got a 4-car jam. Randy Jenkins, Mike Brinkley leading a trio consisting of Willie Valdez, Scott Douglas, and Spencer Lowe, 3 of the heavy hitters in the stock mini truck class.
Now, Scott's really putting some pressure on Willie trying to get around there, but it's gone down to a one-lane track from several lanes there, and there's only one way around Willie, and that's going to be if Willie gets out of the way. Scott's really pushing him, and Willie's decided it's a little too early in the race to run this hard, so go ahead, Scott. We'll let you go by. Scott's now going to set his sights on Brinkley.
And Spencer Lowe is coming up right behind to follow Douglas's lead. These two battled it out all season long last year before Douglas and Chuck Johnson finally got the upper hand. Stay with us. More of the Nissan Mint 400 right after this.